one, he hasn't seen before, and that two, he'll have to adjust to be successful.
Height, discipline, and Xander's actually a good puncher, and he also knows how to work to the body. So Xander is a complete fighter. I don't know how many complete fighters Boots Ridder has faced, but unlike the guy he fought from overseas who was a decent fighter but he wasn't complete, Xander's complete.
But Zayas is, again, he's the most marketable guy right now in this hemisphere, I think, as far as young guys. Not that Ennis isn't, again, but there's that Puerto Rican fan base. If you give them a champion like that with all the marketability that Zayas has, they will blend in very nicely.
I think he's got to apply constant pressure, attack at angles. You got to rough him up. It's got to be an ugly fight. Make it an ugly fight. You got to push him back. I don't care, elbows, whatever it takes. Whatever the referee doesn't see, it's boxing. If the referee doesn't see it, then it's legal.
Most fans believed Boots Ennis would dominate Xander Zayas without much resistance, but several respected names in boxing saw the matchup very differently. Hall of Fame trainer Robert Garcia explained that Zayas was not entering the fight as some inexperienced outsider. He viewed him as a confident champion carrying momentum, discipline, and comfort at 154 pounds.
Probably make, maybe a little bit of giving Boots more chance. I mean, giving Xander more chance because, look, Xander is already a champion that's already a unified champion, so his confidence is up. Boots is the one moving up in weight to fight at 154. So, when Vargas fought Trinidad was solid at that division, kicking ass, knocking everybody out. So I think that's a big difference there. I think Boots, as talented as he is, I think he still hasn't really tasted the 154.
Andre Ward also praised Zayas heavily ahead of the matchup. The former undisputed super middleweight king described him as polished, intelligent, and fundamentally sound with consistent improvement in every performance. Ward believed Zayas had enough technical ability and ring.
His fights on ESPN, he's got a lot to like. He's got the range, he's got the height, he's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion. And he's gonna cause some problems for Boots Ennis throughout this fight. But the question, my initial question is this too soon, or is it the right time? Is it ripe and the right time for Xander Zayas? And for Jaron Boots Ennis, he needed this name. He needed this kind of matchup because that's been the biggest knock on him. It's like, yeah.
At the same time, Ward reminded people that Boots originally had his sights set on Virgil Ortiz before the situation shifted toward Zayas. Still, he stressed that this was far from a downgrade in danger. According to Ward, Zayas brought a complete
54.
Yes, because those two guys were kind of on a collision course. However, I think Golden Boy and Virgil Ortiz had some issues. So now Boots went to the next best thing, which is even better than Virgil Ortiz. He went to Xander Zayas. But Xander Zayas is a very good fighter, a complete fighter, a fighter who I think presents next to the most, he's probably the second most difficult guy to fight in the weight class because he's rangy. He can do so many things. He can fight inside, he can fight outside. He's a great body puncher. He's a very, very...
Even with that respect, Ward questioned whether this moment had arrived too early in Zayas' career. He openly wondered if Xander was fully prepared for the intensity, pressure, and pace that come with facing someone at Boots' level. That uncertainty in Ward's eyes made the entire fight difficult to confidently predict.
The thing I think about, is it too soon for Xander Zayas? Is it a year too soon? Is it a year and a half too soon? Some would say, but he's still a two-time world champion. That doesn't mean that he's ready for this. I think Xander, and I like Xander a lot. I like him a lot personally. I like his movement. I like how he's carried himself, and I like him. I've seen his growth. Calling his fights on ESPN. He's got a lot to like. He's got the range. He's got the height. He's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion.
Roy Jones Jr. approached the conversation from a mental and tactical perspective. The multi-division legend explained that talent alone means nothing without discipline and direction behind it. He compared raw ability without structure to a dangerous weapon with no control. Jones believed the fighter who stayed calm, made smart adjustments, and handled pressure better would ultimately take command when the fight became chaotic.
What does that mean from like a technical X's and O's aspect for him? Because he's always been a good athlete, a good athletic fighter with talent, but not always able to put it all together to get to a championship.
Because being a good athletic fighter not having a plan or a concept does you no good. It's like you're having a fast car, but you don't have a map how to get to California. What good is that going to do you? When you get a map to get to California, now you know how to navigate your way to California with that fast car. You can probably get that faster than most people because you have a map and know where you're going now. But without a map, you just run in circles. When I got him, he was just a map. He was just a fast car running in circles.
Oscar de la Hoya viewed the matchup as one of the most intriguing stylistic battles possible in the division. The Hall of Famer acknowledged that both men possessed elite-level skills capable of changing the fight at any moment. While he slightly favored Boots because of his momentum and experience at the top level, he made it clear that Zayas had enough ability to turn the contest into a close and highly competitive battle.
Right. Said it now, it's Zayas and Ennis.
Correct.
But how do you see that fight going?
Yeah, I think it's a great, stylistically, it's a great matchup. I think Boots is very, very talented. He's in his prime, obviously. He's facing a guy who knows how to use his distance and throws hard punches, combinations. He has the will to win. I mean, this is going to be a great fight. I don't know who's going to win. It's tough to call, but you might have to give the edge to Boots just because he's on a roll.
Shane Mosley strongly rejected the idea that this was a one-sided fight. The former three-division world champion said people were underestimating how dangerous Zayas could be. While he praised Boots for his explosive offense and sharp technique, Mosley also believed Zayas had the skill set necessary to compete round after round. In his opinion, the gap between the two fighters was much smaller than public opinion suggested.
Years old Xander Zayas, Jaron Boots Ennis at 28 years old. He has 35 knockouts, 31 knockouts in 35 fights. He's the favorite. He's a 5-1 favorite going into it right now. What are your thoughts? I think it's a little bit too much. I think it's a lot closer than.
Yeah, I think it's a lot closer too because Xander Zayas is a really good boxer, puncher. Well, you know, he's really big for 154.
Absolutely.
And I think that he can move around really good. He's got a lot of great combinations and stuff like that. But it's going to be a tough fight for him because Boots is actually a big fighter too as well.
Mosley continued by explaining that Boots was far more than just a power puncher. He described him as a complete boxer with advanced technical layers that allowed him to dominate in multiple ways. However, he also pointed out that Zayas had the exact style capable of disrupting rhythm, creating uncomfortable exchanges, and forcing difficult adjustments throughout the night. Because of that, Mosley never saw...
Has a lot of skills, not just punching power, but he has a lot of boxing skills as well. And he can go from right-handed to left-handed, you know, at any time. So that could be a problem for Xander Zayas. But I think both guys, it's gonna be a hard fight. And I think it'll be a very interesting fight to see what happens. So I'm not really sure the outcome of that, but I think that it'll be a great fight.
Breaking the matchup down strategically, Mosley emphasized that Zayas could not afford to remain stationary for even a second against Boots. He believed constant movement, sharp combinations, and non-stop activity were essential if Xander wanted success. According to Mosley, allowing Boots to settle into rhythm would be disastrous because Ennis was one of the sharpest and most accurate fighters in the division once he gained control of distance and time.
I think that Xander Zayas will have to be more of a volume puncher, kind of like with, you know, what I'm forgetting his name, Fendura.
Yes.
Like Fendura was like a volume puncher. And I think that he has to keep Boots in his, you know, occupied with all the punches and movements and stuff like that. But if he stays there right in front of him, then, you know, then Boots is going to, you know, take his toll on him. But I think that activity for Xander Zayas will be the key for him.
Max Kellerman and the panel also discussed how Boots had reached a point in his career where every opponent carried real danger. They explained that elite fighters often struggle to secure willing opponents, forcing them into increasingly risky matchups just to continue building their legacy. In that sense, they viewed the fight with Zayas as another example.
Other guys other than Virgil, we just showed the whole list.
But
Lots
Xander,
of guys in this division.
I'm here, he's about to fight Xander. Xander ain't no cupcake. That's my young boy. He can fight too. Boots at this level is like, look, man, whoever is in his weight class, it's a lot of greats on his weight class. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Here's the thing, when you're as good as Boots, and a lot of guys maybe don't want to fight you because they have a future and they want to live, then you have to do things to entice them to get in the ring with you. Sometimes you have to negotiate against yourself a little bit. Sometimes you have to be willing to cast a wider net. You've got to do things to land fights.
Paulie Malignaggi admitted that Zayas was entering a dangerous situation earlier than many expected, but he respected the willingness to take such a difficult fight. He described Boots as one of the most feared and avoided fighters in boxing today, making the matchup a serious gamble with enormous risk attached. Even so,
all right, talk to me, Xander Zayas, Boots, man. Heated press conference. What do you think about it?
I didn't see the press conference, but I am surprised they put in Xander that early. Listen, Xander will fight anybody. He's that kind of fighter. Super marketable fighter, so that's why I was surprised that they're taking this chance with him a little early. If he wins, he's a megastar. Ennis is one of the best fighters in the sport today. This is a fight I think both of them need, but I think Ennis needed it more because Ennis is a little older. With Zayas, you had time to wait on this kind of risk. So credit to both guys for making it. Credit to DAZN for making it, for getting all these promoters together and making these big fights.
On the opposite side of the debate, Zab Judah focused heavily on experience. The former undisputed champion argued that Boots had consistently faced stronger opposition throughout his career, giving him an advantage that should not be ignored. Judah believed those tougher fights had prepared Ennis mentally and physically for moments of extreme pressure far better than Zayas.
So you got in the gym experience, and then you have in the fight experience.
In the fight experience, fighting different opponents, the European fighters, tough guys, what's the guy's name that he fought last?
The Lema?
No, you got the girl name. Karen,
yeah, he fought him twice. He was pretty good.
Great. Who fought him twice?
Jaron.
Okay. So
he was good.
Judah doubled down on that argument by calling experience the deciding factor in the matchup. He stated that Boots benefited from higher-level development, stronger competition, and more advanced preparation over the years. In his opinion, those differences would become increasingly obvious as the rounds progressed and the fight entered deeper water.
I think that no, I don't think so. But because think about it, you got 35. But listen.
Is it 60-40?
I don't know where. The reason why I don't know where it's at.
Bullshit. We know where it's at.
No,
I'm talking 70-20.
The reason why, right? Because he has more fights.
70-20 mils, 70-20 resumes comparison. Boots has a 70% resume of great guys compared to Xander Zayas.
This is where you go
he
wrong.
He only fought a couple good guys, man. What are you saying?
This is where we're going wrong.
This is
not 35 solid guys.
James Toney delivered perhaps the harshest assessment of all. The outspoken former world champion warned that Zayas was stepping into a completely different level of danger against Boots Ennis. Toney suggested that Xander simply was not ready for the kind of pressure, speed, and overall ability he would encounter. He believed the difference between the two fighters would reveal itself.
Hey, listen, man. Boots is a bad motherfucker. Anyway, this kid is about to get ruined.
What?
This kid is about to get ruined.
Oh, no.
He ain't ready yet. He's a good fighter, but he's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You're about to find out.
Oh,
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Look, Boots gonna have to really show me. I know the kid, Tony.
Guns get you hurt.
In that order.
I've seen Dan fight. I've seen the opposition he's been in against. Yeah, come on, dog.
No.
No way. No possible way. So I ain't saying like Boots is not better than. Xander is not better than Boots by far. You know, Boots has superior skills. He's slippery. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I think this kid will to win. It might push him there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could push you there, but it's up to Boots to be that phenomenal fighter that we